Good evening, my friend and my friend. Welcome to WW Radio Live from a place that still feels like coming home. My name is Lou Mangello, and if you've known me for a long time, you know that Todd English's bluezoo at the Walt, Swan, and Dolphin I spent almost as much time here as I did my own house. And it's funny because when I walked in tonight and I went up to the hostess, I said, "Hi, she goes, I know, you're Lou Mangello." And I said, "How did you know that?" She goes, "Because you used to be here all the time." So it is great to be back. It's like Cheers. It is like Cheers. And tonight I brought a friend, not just you. I want you to welcome with me Greg Sherman, who is the Director of Food and Beverage at the Walt, Swan, and Dolphin.
Thank you.
Who helped set this all up. We are in a beautiful, nice, cozy booth. This is very romantic for a first date, but thank you very much for having me.
Really, really happy to have you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been here, through nobody else's fault other than my own. And I will tell you, like we met a couple of days ago at a little preview for the Food and Wine Classic, which we will get to. But I had this like interesting sort of relationship with the with bluezoo. Thank you. Because it was my favorite restaurant, like, on the planet. And I was always able to get in, like, you always get around. And I'm like, do I want to tell people about it, or do I not want to tell people about it? And I couldn't keep it in. And Cantonese lobster, is it back on the menu?
It is.
Oh my God.
It's new and improved too. We've really worked a lot with Chef English and our team to make sure that we could unique and re-identify what the item was when we had it first mindset, and kind of transition into 2024.
Look at how giddy I am.
Yeah, it's really cool.
He
We've
said
done a
it was
lot
back
of
on the
really
line.
cool things with this menu.
Yeah, all right. We'll get to the menu and maybe sample an item or six. Just to help sort of set the stage.
Yes.
You are the Director of Food and Beverage at the Walt, Swan, and Dolphin, which might be the perfect sentence and secondary career for me if I was to pick it. Tell me a little bit about where you came from and how you got here.
It's funny. You feel like you were born here once you're a part of it, right? It's just the reality of what this place makes you feel like. My history is really unique. I spent the first half of my career kind of working through the culinary back of the house. Was really fortunate to find some really great homes that were all tied together. Evolved from one position into another position and just developed and learned what it was to be mentored by great leaders. That allowed me to move from a culinary position to a training position to eventually more of an operations role. I did that for the first half of my career, about 10 years, really with one company, but we had a lot of different faces. Had the opportunity a little over 10 and a half years ago to interview for a company called Rosa Mexicano out of New York City. I interviewed in Boston, where I lived at the time, and I fell in love. It was the first time I went from elegant dining to fun dining, because I had always worked higher end, finer dining restaurants. Rose at the time felt like a nightclub to me. It was so unique to like what I was used to doing, right? And my time there was unbelievable. We had our hands on a lot of different concepts throughout the years. We were always predominantly ran by a hedge fund, which allowed us to see unique, different businesses as we took them on and learn from their culture. I learned a lot in that time, what it was like to listen and stop talking, to understand what it was that the business was looking for. Because
I always say we have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Use them in those proportions.
Yes. So, and I learned early, you went into a business that wasn't yours and you gave opinions and you quickly lost the people. And then you went into a business that wasn't yours and you understood the people and you quickly won the business. So long story short, I had a great 12-year run with them as the Chief Operating Officer. About 3 years ago, we received a phone call from this beautiful Walt Disney World Hotel and the Tishman Group, and they were thinking about opening a Mexican concept here. It was a really random phone call, came out of nowhere. They said, we know your brand from New York City. Are you interested? I said, yep. Me and my CEO and partner flew down with our VP of Culinary, and it's funny. There's places that you go that make you feel special because they have to. Mm-hmm. This place made us feel special, and for me, I was an Ambassador Elite member for 7+ years, always on the road. it didn't matter if I went to Fuel, if I went to Fountain, if I was at Cabana. No one knew who I was because no one knew who I was. I wasn't a VIP
Right.
of this resort. I was a guest. We came kind of exclusive on our own before meeting with the ownership. And this is a place that touched your soul, right? And in hospitality, everyone loves service. It makes you feel good. But in hospitality, it makes your soul feel good.
Yeah.
And this place did that. I was fortunate enough to partner with this group and open up Rosa Mexicano here, work with the F&B team, work with the culinary team, work with the purchasing team, really understand what it was like to transition with a Marriott plus Walt Disney World, because when you go through an onboarding process of a new business here, you learn the business, then you learn the hotel, then you learn the identity, right? And it was unbelievable, and it was one of those things that made you just feel like a human every day you woke up. And fast forward, we had a beautiful relationship for the last 2 years. I had decided that it was time to do something more unique. I was always busy on the road, always traveling for the last 20 plus years, and I received a phone call from this beautiful resort saying that we think you'd be a perfect fit. I've never had all of my houses in one building. So it's really unique to have 23 different outlets all over the place, and you're constantly running around, but you can help and impact everything all the time. And that's really been fun. So it's been 6.5 months of just, going on 6 months of just absolute joy. I wake up blessed every day. The team here is unbelievable. And that's just a little bit about, how this happened.
Yeah, man, you hit on the nail on the head. Not sort of go all business, but the Walt quote is right. You can build the most amazing place and the most amazing facilities and have the greatest menus and whatnot, but it takes people to make a dream reality. And that's always one of the things that not just appealed to me, but attracted me to the resort, in addition to the restaurants and the heavenly beds, which is a separate conversation. But you hit on something I think is really interesting that I think a lot of people don't, and understand what I mean. I think the Swan and Dolphin it's hiding in plain sight. Yeah. It's right in front of you, and unless you're either walking by or you're here for a convention, I think it's off people's radar.
Yeah.
And then when you say things like there's 23 different dining experiences here, you're like, wait a second.
Ow.
Like all we hear Lou talking about is bluezoo, but there's everything from the casual up to Shula's, which I still argue is the best steak on property. And I haven't been there. I have a lot of catching up to do. We're going to need to do this.
We'll do this often.
Every week for the next 23 weeks. I'm going to be at the.
Done.
I'm going to take up residence at the Swan and Dolphin. But I think, and now with the reserve, like I think Amari is spectacular.
Yeah.
But there's a little something for everyone. So just if you can, very quickly,
yeah.
Without going through all 23, just sort of give us an overview of what the sort of different types of dining experiences there are here.
Well, and that's...
You do that, and while you do that, I'm going to sample I'm not a big drinker, but my server was like, you need to try the new fashion. I'm like, well, this is nice. This is a... So you have that, and I'll just have my bread surface and my new fashion.
Absolutely. Well, it's really unique, right? What we have to do here, want to do here, and pride ourselves on doing here is adapting and speaking to everyone, right? So whether it's an Amari where it's Mediterranean, it's more fine dining, but has a casual approach, but has an elegant feel, where you can walk into an Amari and have an anniversary, but also a celebration with your family and feel in place, right? With a menu that has a range from pizza to one of the best steaks you'll ever have in the world.
I'm going to pause you there for a second because I went there we did a staycation for my son's birthday.
Yeah.
Right after it opened. So has it been 2 years?
Yeah, we celebrated 2 years.
Unbeknownst to me, we have an incredible Mediterranean-inspired meal, and they bring out what I thought was it wasn't a cake, it was like a movie prop, which was Stormbreaker from Thor, made out of chocolate and fondant. Oh, hello.
So awesome.
Stuck into this giant, beautiful cake. It made me Father of the Year, again, for a very short window of time. So
that's awesome.
Oh, wait a second. I have to turn this around for a second because we're missing...
What'd you bring over?
Brought the liquid nitrogen sriracha sauce for you.
Oh, my God. I'm just going to sit here and just let this speak for itself because I almost forgot how special. Do me a favor, quickly tell us what it is that we're looking at.
So this is our tuna tartare with our sriracha liquid nitrogen sauce.
I remember this from many years ago. By the way, Betsy Parkas says, Lou, your plate is on fire. She said, I saw her comment earlier that she heard me recommend bluezoo, and it became one of their favorite restaurants to go to. So
Happens
I
a
love
lot.
hearing that. Yeah.
I love hearing that.
Yeah, and presentation, we eat with our eyes first. Presentation is everything. So
just to answer your question,
at this point, I don't remember what my question was.
the totality of what we're offering here from a dining perspective is speaking to everybody, right? That is our goal. Whether it's a beautiful Italian restaurant, a fun burger restaurant that, again, Fountain has a brand new menu, it's super interactive for kids. You scan a QR code, the milkshakes pop up on the table and kind of dance around. We brought technology into eating, we brought fun into the family, right? We wanted it to be so different. Rosa Mexicano, which I got to tell you is the best Mexican restaurant in the world.
I do not disagree with you. By the way, do you see this giddy, childlike smile on my face? Because I know what I'm about to eat, and now I'm like, well, I have to go back. I haven't done a review of Rosa yet.
Yeah.
If only there was anybody who would join me
for
a dining review.
I know a guy.
I think the Fountain not only has the best buffalo chicken salad on property, but one of the best burgers on property.
Yeah, and we just adapted it to the new menu, which rolls out tomorrow, which I'm super excited about because you got to take the bite.
I'm so excited.
Got to do it. New day just got better. It just happened. But we are a company and we are a resort that prides itself on never really satisfying ourselves on being successful, right? Success is never final. We say that with pride, right? So although our menus are incredible and our food is authentic, and all of the resort, whether it's the Cabana Boulevard or Kimonos across the street, we pride ourselves on
which is the best sushi on property,
without question, and we pride ourselves on constantly evolving it and taking a look at these recipes and seeing where the opportunity is. So I think that's the one thing that sets us apart from most properties that I've been associated with in my career is just because it's the number one seller doesn't mean it can't be better. And you just don't see that very often.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, of course.
Can you repeat all that? Because I stopped listening as soon as I put this in my mouth.
Touché, sir.
Oh my God. It doesn't just look pretty, but it's like such a fine cut of tuna, and you get that wonderful texture, and it's like super cold, and a little bit of sort of heat that sits on your palate from the aioli. That's a special dish right there.
It's the 600-pound gorilla, right? It's in the room. Everyone sees it.
You want some?
No.
Oh, good. I'm so happy. I was like, please say no. Yeah, and I think Rosa Mexicana, I remember when it opened, I came in for a preview.
Yeah, I remember you being there.
And I was like, this is the restaurant that we didn't know that we needed here, right? Because there's a Mexico pavilion, and it's fine, and the food in there is great. And then there's Frontera in Disney Springs, but nothing like that type of an authentic Mexican experience from beginning to end.
And I think that's one thing I'll just stand down and I'll leave you on because I got to go make sure we're making that Cantonese lobster.
Oh my God.
But what we pride ourselves on here is authentic experiences, right? Sincere hospitality that leaves a lasting impression that you will remember forever. So whether it's this dish coming to Todd English's bluezoo, walking into a Shula's and leaving in Il Molino, you will always remember what you had there because the taste will last. Because the experience will drive you through the whole thing.
And we need to talk about Il Molino, too. As somebody whose last name ends in a vowel and came from the Northeast and can tell you that really, really outstanding scratch kitchen Italian food is sometimes difficult to come by down here.
Yes.
Il Molino. Sorry, I'm getting a medium?
Medium.
Thank you.
Just making sure.
No worries. He's asking me how stretchy my pants are. It's like it's a medium stretch. Yeah, I'm like dizzy with excitement for how good this is. But yeah, so I think Rosa Mexicano brought a sort of an elevated Mexican dining experience here. But again, it's because it's not like in a high traffic, unless you're staying at the resort, you don't walk by it. So I think it just stays off people's radar.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that we wanted to do here and are looking to do, right? We have a lot of really exciting changes. We have a couple of new restaurant changes that are happening throughout this triplex that are in the works, and from a unique guest experience, forward facing, from a diversity from more of a Dave & Buster's like concept feel, which we're kind of working on logistics, and then what are we going to do and how can we enhance the experiences throughout the property in a Garden Grove and to a Cabana and to a Tangerine. So again, we're really excited about what we're doing here. I've been here 5.5 months. We've changed every menu once.
Wow.
And then, we're going to do it again. And we've done so without, again, in a lot of cases, we've taken back pricing because we found new ideas and new opportunities to enhance the experience while offering a better value to the consumer, right? Because that's the ultimate goal, is to get you here twice, not get you here once.
I'm just trying to quickly look to see if, there's somebody's talking about there used to be a drink here that had a bazooka bubblegum, I guess, comic, in a little comic strip in it.
So we tried.
Becky's going back like 30 years.
Which is fair. So you got to remember, bluezoo, right? Gimmicks and fun and experience. It's a dining experience, and it still is. So even now to this day, you're drinking the brown butter bourbon, right? Old fashioned.
Right.
We want to make sure we're staying seasonal, trendy, and constantly evolving around what everyone else is trying to do. Then we tirelessly perfect it. And then when the season changes or the clientele changes or it goes from transient to guest to the consumer to mom and dad, we have to have everyone's favorite cocktail.
Yeah.
So, to our chagrin, that means we carry a lot of cocktails on our menus and do a lot of training because we have to make sure that we have it. But I need to make sure, and we have it so imperative and so special and so apparent to us, that every guest gets what they want when they come to the Swan and Dolphin Reserve. We have to be able to customize everything for them. And I will say that's the one thing that I think we do better than anywhere I've ever seen.
So you mentioned the bar, and again, a lot of times I've found in the past, unless it's a huge convention here, it's relatively easy to get a table, on most nights, but you do also have a walk-up bar in the front, and you have access to the menu on the bars, unlimited or access to the menu?
No, we have the full. What we actually just started doing here in bluezoo is I realized when I first got here that our check-in's 3-4 o'clock, right? And sometimes we can cater to someone a little bit earlier, but most of our guests are coming in at that 2 to 3 o'clock range, and sometimes they can't get in their room right away. And we were noticing that a lot of our guests who want to dine with us were just walking off property because we weren't open yet. So we just launched about 4 months ago a happy hour here in bluezoo. So bluezoo opens up. We have half-price cocktails and half-price appetizers every single day from 4 to 5 o'clock before the dining room opens. And it's just been awesome because that's that window where guests are arriving for 4 o'clock check-in. Sometimes we can't take them because we have a heavy group. They're totally fine. But instead of forcing them to go find food, we have a place that has something so special, so unique, so discounted, and so genuine that we were able to enhance it. And really, really just has been wildly
You need to
acceptable.
change the name because every hour at bluezoo is a happy hour. It's like happier. It's happier hours.
Happy hour.
And I think people forget too. So you still have fins in the lobby.
Fins in the lobby.
Do you still do the weekend, the Bloody Marys?
So
the big Bloody Marys?
We do. So we always have a fantastic Bloody Mary. We also have a bottomless brunch menu available at Garden Grove now. Every 7 days a week when they're open, which is fantastic because again, we needed to offer that boozy offer because there are people here for work and there's people here for pleasure. And why wouldn't we have a bottomless brunch experience where you can go into Garden Grove, be under the tree, and have mimosas for 90 minutes at the same time? You know what I mean? We wanted to be, again, we want to speak to everybody.
How have the words bottomless and brunch never come together for me until this very moment?
Yes. Well, because you haven't been to Garden Grove lately. So again, that's
You've seen the movie Step Brothers?
Yes.
Did we just become best friends?
Yes, we just did.
Yep.
Can we be old bunk beds? Absolutely. Awesome.
This is outstanding, by the way.
I'm glad you
This
love
is
it.
absolutely outstanding.
Well, I want to thank you. I want to go make sure that Cantonese lobster is on the list.
Thank you.
But I truly, truly, truly thank you.
No, this has been great.
Tonight.
So I saw you. We first met a couple of days ago for the Food and Wine Classic.
Little event we're having.
My favorite foodie event of the year.
Yeah.
15th anniversary, 15 years.
Yeah. It's pretty unbelievable when you think about what we built here.
Thank you very much. That's just remarkably good. Discounts if you attend both nights, which you should because there's different menu items.
First time we've ever actually done that. So 85 items total, 28 different food booths offered over the course of the 2 different nights, and over 280 spirits being offered this year.
Seasonal salad, mascarpone cheese, tomatoes, and corn.
Wow.
Enjoy.
This is the best day of my life right now. My kids being born, Giants winning the Super Bowl. This is probably number 3.
What would you call your favorite part of this salad?
Probably the cheese. I like cooked cheese and fresh corn laid on top.
So what do we have going on here? This is not a body built on salad, in case you can't tell. So this is outside my comfort zone.
Oh, you're doing real well. It's our seasonal salad. It's got mascarpone cheese, tomatoes, fresh corn, and tomatoes.
Wow. It's beautiful.
Red sauce.
Wow, thank you.
It's not as good as the main lobster that's coming, but
Fair. But getting back to the Food and Wine Classic, again, this goes back to what we do as a brand and as a resort. We never really rest on our laurels here. It started off 15 years ago, and going back to the old F&B director and listening to some of the stories that he said online, it was really cool. It was F&B leaders sitting around one night after work wondering how they can throw a party for other F&B leaders that would invite the rest of the neighborhood out. And they opened up with 20 total booths and 8 foods and 20 wines, and it was a hit. So they did it again. It grew it and grew it and grew it. And now it's grown into 75,000 square feet of property. Wow. It's grown into 48 total food booths, again, 28 each night, offered twice, so we complete different menu both days. 170 different spirits being poured, 285 total over the course of 2 days.
I recommend getting a room at the Swan.
Please
Dolphin.
do, and mention that you're viewing the Food and Wine Classic. You actually are entered into you get a code and you get a discount for booking a room that evening as well. We still have some rooms available, very limited, and there are a very select few of 2-night packages still available as well. So just really excited. Again, it's our opportunity to bring someone around the world, and in a way that we're really passionate about. It is a showcase experience for our resort, but it's something that, and again, I'm new, so I don't carry the same story, but so many of the cast members that I work with have been, this is their 15th, right? They grew up here, they saw it, they're evolving. It is so meaningful to them, and I'm just really excited for what this year's going to bring.
What I dig is that you have food from all of the different dining locations. You have themed areas. I saw this year there's like a carnival booth.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's some of the best mac and cheese that I've ever had. However, it is some of the best mac and cheese I've ever had. I remember you had like the Asian area last year, the beer garden. Plus there's live entertainment. And it's a much more, I don't want to say upscale because it's still very comfortable, but it's an elevated experience. And because it's smaller and more intimate, it's why I say it's my favorite foodie event as opposed to some of the bigger, more crowded festivals that you have, in Epcot.
Well, and that's why this was so cool, because again, it was a private party for anyone who wanted to be there, right? And from the minute you walk in, from the music to the food to the wine, obviously, you feel like you're one of the only guests, even though there's thousands of people around you, right? Because it doesn't end. This year we extended another half an hour because we've heard from all of our guests saying, hey, it's too short. Even though it was longer than anything else is going on, we don't have any more space. Right. So how do I give you more? It's I add more time to it. And to your point, so it features all of the beautiful food from around this resort, but we have incredibly talented culinary leaders. So this is the evolution of the event itself every year. Our master chefs and our culinary, masterminds come together and say, hey, Greg and Dan, the executive chef of the property, we have these incredible, I'd love to feature this. What do you think? We do a tasting with all the chefs and my team, and this is great. Now we have a new item. right? So every single year, when people ask what's different, the whole event is different, right? Because it's constantly evolving around flavors and seasons in people's mindset. So we're really excited.
Somebody says, I feel like Lou is trying not to cry with all the amazing food information. Amber Bramble, you're 100% correct. I'm like, this is, yeah. Heather says, what am I, Heather, I'm actually eating a salad. Don't get nervous. You don't normally see me eating salads, but this is delicious. Like the flavor profile is just wonderfully all over the place and the different textures. Yeah, I really enjoy this. I mean, I'm saving myself for the Cantonese lobster and everything else that's to come. Mike Armstrong says, Swan and Dolphin is one of our favorites. You can't beat the location, dining options for that price. We really like kimonos and Rosa Mexicano. I agree. Again, I still haven't done a full meal at Rosa yet. We'll fix that. Kimonos is the best sushi on property. Do you still do, and I'm not a karaoke person, do you still do karaoke?
Karaoke, yeah. We actually, in 2025, we're pleased to announce, so we kind of reinvigorated what that feels like. So put together a master plan on a relaunch to really refreshen it a lot. And that's the cool part about
You're
this
not getting rid of the sushi, are you?
No, we've actually, so we enhanced the menu a little bit deeper than it has been, even though it's great. We wanted to make it a little bit more transparent, so we've added a lot of American items to kimonos as well. We've increased sushi, but we're also speaking to a larger crowd, right? Not everyone loves sushi. We had not always done those things, so we wanted to, again, enhance it. And then we upgraded all the technology to get the best and the greatest in the world when it comes to karaoke machines. Because, again, you have a niche that really speaks to a crowd. We saw a huge bang and a huge burst of just excitement around that this year. We said, hey, let's give it some love, and we really cherish that.
Wow. And you still do, I know I'm all over the place, but I'm thinking about these things.
That's fine.
You still do the character brunch at...
no, in Garden Grove.
Yeah.
No, so Garden Grove has transitioned more to be the family-orientated instead of the driving crowds that it was before. So we spread that now that we have so many brunch options. And Garden Grove is really meant for value and old school home cooking, right? That's where you go and get the best waffles on property, the best pancakes on property, bottomless brunch.
It's also great, like if you're walking to Epcot, like it's a great option to start your day before you head out to the parks.
It's a beautiful room, right, with the big tree in the middle.
Yeah.
And one thing that we did also in Garden Grove recently is we added a full brunch menu, which we've never had. It was always breakfast. Now, so it is our only property on site that has a full-blown brunch option, where it is steak and eggs, and we really got migrated that menu to speak to a larger crowd. So.
Yeah, can you do me a favor? Can you ship all my clothes to the Swan and Dolphin? I'm going to need at least a month here just to sort of go through. Yeah. We briefly talked about Il Mulino.
Yeah.
I think the best Italian food in the area, like scratch kitchen, authentically made, like it's stuff that would make my mother proud. And then Shula's, I think it's the best steak on property. And there's something else. What else am I missing?
We talked about Amari. We talked about Cabana.
Right.
We talked about kimonos. We talked about bluezoo. We talked about Fountain in the Burger and the new menu that's coming out. I got to be honest, all of our grab and goes have been enhanced as well. So Java.
Oh, Fuel. That's what I was thinking of.
Fuel, Java, and Grounds. We now offer hot food out of all three of them, which we haven't always done. We have pizza in there as well. And we're just really enhancing the offerings. Again, we wanted to make it more. We started doing self-checkout, which we've never done. So if you're just a guest trying to get in and get out and not wait in line, we now have the option to grab that more transparent. We've enhanced in-room dining in all of our resorts as well. We went back to actual in-room dining with the cart in the hot plate at the Reserve Hotel, trying to be different and special. We won Hotel of the Year at the Dolphin, Swan, and the Reserve.
Oh.
Signature. We won Hotel of the Year about a month and a half ago for here in the Swan, and then we won Hotel of the Year for Signature just this week over at the Reserve.
This is also a bar that's built on late night in-room dining.
There you go. Favorite meal is the one that no one has to see me eat.
Yeah, and I am totally stoked for this year's Food and Wine Classic, which, by the way, if you've never been before, I also think is not just the best quality of food and overall experience, but I think it's still the best value. Like, there's seminars and there's entertainment and all that, but because it's a pay one price, you get your wristband, and it's unlimited. It is unlimited, and trust me, I really push the unlimited threshold. to see if they'll stop me at some point, and they haven't yet. But it's unlimited food and beverage. Which,
it's an unbelievable all-you-can-eat buffet out on the Causeway. And not for nothing, one thing we didn't talk about, there's probably about 75 level 1, 2, and SOMs that are out there during that. I mean, we as a hotel have over 40, but everyone that's coming transparent to help pour off their product. So it's an education as well of an experience if you want it.
I did the wine seminar last year, 2 years ago, and it was fascinating.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So, yeah, this, like you said, there's something for everybody. I like the fact you talk about family, because I think some people still have maybe that 80s vision. Well, the Swan and Dolphin is a convention hotel, it is just the opposite. So,
unless we want to be.
Right,
that's the fun
there's
part.
conventions here too, right? But and I love the fact, and the other thing too, with the closure of ESPN and Big River Grill, which I never thought was the best restaurant on property, but you are now, I think there needs to be more attention paid to this direction as an option for dining, as opposed to just like, well, what does Epcot have, or the Yacht and Beach,
Yeah. No, and I think that's apparent, right? We've felt that over the course of the last couple of months, and the reality is good. I'll take it. But again, that gives us, when that happens, right, we start talking about what's next for us, right? As there's obviously big news about us expansion. It's the largest expansion we've ever done. We're breaking ground next Thursday. Wow. Super, super excited about what that's going to mean. So what does that look like for us in a year or two? Do we add a sports bar? Do we do this element? What's the next component that's going to allow us to speak to another guest than we're already
I got very excited when you said there's even more new dining concepts that are coming.
More to come, my friend.
It is the hidden treasure that's hiding in plain sight, especially from a culinary perspective.
Yeah.
So, it was delicious. We were just talking, and I was throwing my hands. So, everything has just been. Let me just see if there's any questions. If you have any questions, this is the person to ask. How do I sign up for the if-only waiting list? I have enough Marriott points to stay at the Swan for a week free. Bluezoo is a new food goal for our next. Drew, I promise you will not be disappointed. And if you don't want to eat alone or with whoever you're taking with you, I'm always available. I'm right here. I'm a good 15 minutes away. Sioux Pass Hour from Mouseman Travel. I'm definitely going there on my next trip. Oh my.
Okay. We got our 8-ounce fillet.
Wait, hold on. Let me show them exactly what it is that you're throwing down here. Oh, good Lord.
8-ounce fillet, 2 shrimp, jumbo scallop, and the best part is the Maine lobster tail with our vegetable medley, broccolini, cauliflower, and carrots. Chini sauce for the steak.
Oh my God.
And nice warm butter for the Maine lobster tails. Can't beat that.
I might just drink the warm butter straight out of.
You need any more light on it?
Oh my gosh! It's a thing of beauty. It's a joy forever. That is spectacular. I did see somebody ask, are there for the different restaurants, are there different menus around the holidays? Like, are there any sort of holiday specials?
We have a Thanksgiving menu out currently that just posted on our website. And a Christmas menu, holiday menu, and a New Year's menu will be posted right after Food and Wine as well. Okay. We are Santa's favorite resort, so we really embrace that and really get ready for the families to arrive.
You're also Lou Mongello's favorite resort for whatever that means. I'm looking forward to. I always love coming here for the holidays and love seeing Santa and Mrs. Claus and all the stuff that you do outside on the call.
We're doing something really special this year. I don't want to share it yet because it's going to be a big media push for us, but we are really partnering with our Recreation Brothers. And we are partnering with Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and we're taking Splash Bar, and we are really theming it in a way that we never have and embracing it to a level that I love Christmas. Who doesn't love Christmas, right? So we are coming out with a whole new cocktail list that is interactive for the guests and a mocktail list. We have some really cool, 12 Days of Christmas nativity scene type cocktails countdown. So more to come. You're going to have to definitely come back. I'm going to leave
Come back. I'm not leaving. What are you
even better. I'm going to leave you to your dinner and check on your dessert.
Thank
but
you.
I
This is
truly,
spectacular.
truly
Thank you
look
very
forward to
much
next time.
for all of this. This has been great, and for sharing your insight and your story as well too. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
So I'm going to take that microphone from you only so we don't get
You don't want to hear me talking in the kitchen about your dessert.
what's the police squad?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want a police squad moment with that, but yeah, thank you very much for this. And I'll see if I'll pay attention to any other questions too if anybody has.
I look forward to it.
Awesome. Man.
Thank you so much, sir.
Again.
Thank you again.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This may be my favorite night ever. Because I think I put, and I'm sure I'm going to get grief for this, I think I put my kids being born, the Giants winning the Super Bowl, and then this. I'm sure my wedding's in there somewhere. But this might actually move up the list. This is gorgeous. This is like just an absolutely beautiful, love the integration of mocktails along with the cocktails. I will tell you that holidays here is an overlooked experience. I always cover the Santa's favorite resort every year, but I think it's one of those things that people say, well, if I'm not staying here, you don't come out for it. It's never crowded. It's great for kids and for adults, and now I'm really curious to see what they have planned. I'm sorry that you're going to have to sit here and watch me eat, but I'm here for you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Forget everything I said about best steak on. Wow. That is absolutely. It doesn't. I don't even want to put whatever. That is a spectacular piece of. Sue Passower says, it's almost painful watching you eat. Sue, never to watch hungry. I did not expect all this. It is seasoned perfectly.
How is it?
That steak, it might be one of the best pieces of meat I've ever put in my mouth.
It's the same steak they serve at Shula's.
Okay, so it's the same steak that they serve upstairs at Shula's. It's remarkably good. Thank you. Oh my God. That scallop is decadent. And I'm going to have the lobster just as is, because I have a feeling it's not going to need anything. I just want to give somebody a hug. It doesn't take a lot to make me happy. Sharing this with you, I mean, I wish you were here in person. I just want to take this moment in. I'm very blessed to do what I do. So thank you for this. As much as I want to thank the Swan and Dolphin, thank you. Because this doesn't happen without you. But good Gandhi, that's a nice, it is a huge, huge piece of succulent, tender. I'll put a little bit of the butter on it just because I'm supposed to. It doesn't even need it. Oh. Can I have a straw? Not for the new fashion. I need the straw just for the butter. Or I can just pick up the ladle. Wow. And it's a huge plate of food. Big scallop. Oh, wait. There's also shrimp. Wait a minute. There's shrimp hiding here, too. Are the scallops as good as Narcoossee's? Betsy, that's an exceptionally good scallop. You might have to come here and try it yourself. If, God forbid, something were to happen to me this evening, I get abducted by aliens or something, know that I went out very happy. I went out a very happy, very satisfied young man. This, and I'll find out what this is called, but this little combination platter is absolutely spectacular. I'm going to sleep very, very well tonight. Chauncey friend, the lobby does still smell amazing and look amazing too. They did some minor renovations to the lobby area and the fountain and the chandelier. It's beautiful. It's bright. Wow. This is beyond what I would. I don't even know that I'm going to be able to finish this, which has me excited about the fact that I'll have some to take home and not have to worry about sharing it, which is even better. I'm not kidding. That may be one of the best steaks I've ever had, ever. It's that good. So Amy says, how are the rooms at the Swan and Dolphin? So the Swan and Dolphin, their rooms were renovated maybe 3 or so years ago. They're renovating them again, and they're also doing an expansion. But they also have the heavenly beds with the comforters. Excuse me, which, and I'm not kidding, they are noticeably the most comfortable bed, that you'll ever sleep in. Although, I might just take a nap right here and just sleep here when I'm done. The potatoes, the roasted vegetables, everything on here is spectacular. I mean, I'll admit, I'm happy they took that salad thing away because there was no way it was taking up any space with the salad. But the scallop just on its own, it's buttery, it's the perfect texture. Sue Passow from Mouse Fan Travel, who can book your stay, by the way, here at the Swan and Dolphin. And the reserve is sort of the hidden gem. We'll talk about the reserve. If you get a room with 2 beds, the rooms at the Dolphin are doubles, and the Swan offers queen beds. Oh, I didn't know that. I never realized. I have all this food in front of me, and I'm still watching food go by. This is a nice standard hotel room layout. Yeah, I mean, there's no sort of Disney theming to it, which is fine. It doesn't need that at all. They're very comfortable. They're very, very spacious, too. So if you are coming here and need to do work, there's a lot of room to sort of spread out. And they have, suites and junior suites and larger executive suites as well. The Swan Reserve is right across the street. It's a 5-minute, not even walk from here, right next to Fantasia Gardens Mini Golf. It's smaller. It does have, it has amare, it has a grab and go, and it has an outdoor like pool bar and restaurant. It's beautiful inside. It's gorgeous and very comfortable. I love how bright and airy and relaxing it is. And I personally like smaller resorts because it never feels like it is super crowded. I did a staycation, like I said, over at the Reserve not too long ago. They also have an incredible event space up on the top floor with huge, I mean, they've got to be 30-foot tall ceilings, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Epcot. You can see Hollywood. I mean, you can see all of the parks, but an amazing view of Epcot and the fireworks as well. Jennifer Subco, it is nice to see you. I'm enjoying just a little slice of what heaven probably feels like. I think this is what they must serve. They have to serve this in heaven because it's that good. I'm never going to finish this. If only there was anybody who was here to share this with me. Oh. I meant to ask him too, and I don't think this has changed. The Swan and Dolphin, Sue, you can confirm this. The Swan and Dolphin also has had discounts for military members, teachers, and nurses, and healthcare workers. I think that is still the case, if I'm correct. How have I not been here in so long? I think what I need to do, just so I have another excuse to come back, maybe I need to do a contact. You know what? I'm going to talk to the Swan and Dolphin. Even if not, I'll pay for it. I don't care. Maybe we'll do a contest, and the prize will be dinner at, wait, somebody write this down. We'll do a contest, and the prize will be dinner at the restaurant of your choice at the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin. I think there's a win-win for everybody across the board. There's no losers in this, unless you don't win. But yeah. I think that's what I need to do. Now I can come with you, or you can do it on your own. But we can have dinner together at one of these restaurants. So Sue said they do still have those. Oh my God, this is so good. They still have those discounts, but it has to be booked. And yes, your mouse and travel advisor can do it for you. Go live from Shula's one day and ask for Jersey Joe to be your waiter. How did I not realize how good this steak is? And I will say again, I'm not really a big drinker. But this new fashion is, and I brought a backpack with me. I'm taking all of this bread home with me. Note to self: start packing Ziploc bags. Derv says, I missed it. What am I eating? So I am at Todd English's bluezoo at the Swan and Dolphin. This is actually on the Dolphin side. And they brought out this cornucopia of flavors that includes a massive, tender, juicy, and delicious lobster tail, scallop, one of the best steaks I've ever had anywhere, a roasted vegetable medley, shrimp, purple and yellow cauliflower, potatoes, zucchini, asparagus. This So if you've never stayed at the Swan and Dolphin before. Has it just not been something that's been on your radar? Have you not stayed here because you feel it's not a quote-unquote Disney property? Like, why or why not have you ever stayed here? Oh. Just come here for the potatoes. Carol says, I just gained 10 pounds while you were describing it. This is, in my estimation, this has to be healthy because there's a lot of protein on this plate. But good Lord, those potatoes. I don't know what sauce is on there, but it is spectacular. Do I have, oh God, they're not also bringing the Cantonese lobster. Maybe this is the Cantonese lobster. Maybe this is something that they put together just for me, because if they're bringing out Cantonese lobster, I'm in serious trouble, and I'm gonna have to call in for reinforcements. Lisa says, bluezoo has been a family favorite for years. Happy to hear. It is still awesome. I can't believe I've waited so long to come back. Are we doing the Make-A-Wish luncheon auction again in January? Yes, we are. I'll have details about that very soon. Maybe this has to be one of the prizes. It's fine. This has to be like, is this my last meal? Is that why this is so good?
Not that I've arranged.
It is the most, is this a menu item or was this something you put together?
It's one of the things that we do offer. People are interested in doing it. Absolutely.
I am without speech.
It's one of those that you kind of just push it back and you're like, I can't. And then you find
And I'm still eating.
Going right back in and picking at it.
What is the sauce that is on those potatoes?
The potatoes?
Whatever.
Okay, mustard. It's a mustard green sauce.
It's the.
Right?
It takes a lot for me to be speechless, and I am speechless. It's spectacular. It is spectacular.
Love it.
Thank you. I just need a pillow and a blanket, and I'm just
I
gonna.
gave you all
I'm
this
gonna
room.
call it a night.
Now
Right
turn,
here.
it's
Get a
like,
pillow, it is a hotel.
it's like Thanksgiving dinner, right? Like,
It is.
You gotta take a little nap afterwards, and when you come back, you get some pie.
Like there's a little part of me that's like, oh, I wish I had somebody to share this with, and then I'm like, I'm so happy I don't have to share this with anybody.
He literally was like, that lobster looks really good.
It was so good.
Oh
Oh my God.
Lobster tail for me, that's what I said.
It is out of sight. It is out of sight. It is, and shame on me for waiting so long to come back.
It's good. Our food is really good. I will say that. We've had some great food since day one.
Yeah.
As the summer renovations that are coming through here, they're doing a lot of stuff in the
He was saying there's a lot more happening and coming, and
We're lucky. We're very lucky. We've got ownership on property and people that want to, invest in the hotel and invest in the restaurant.
yeah, every year you sort of elevate. I mean, I see it even just with the Food and Wine Classic.
Yeah.
Like every year is better and better and better. So
Yeah, I started first year food and wine teaching molecular mixology, and we had all those crazy.
really,
Oh yeah, we had a lot of crazy classes, and we took that and shifted it into what can we do in the Causeway to have more people enjoy that kind of thing, which is why the Causeway is expanded. as
Yeah.
much as it has.
well, and the Causeway has sort of expanded beyond the Causeway. Right now, what's the bubble room, the champagne room?
Yep, the champagne.
Yeah.
It's a good
So
spot.
I'm looking
I'll go
forward.
let you get back to it before,
Thank you.
Someone else gets a finger. Gets stabbed.
I'll eat it like I'm in prison. Like, so I'll just hover over my food so nobody else can touch it. All right, let me go back and catch up on some of your DVCs. Really don't. Oh, so your DVC member. That's no reason why you haven't stayed. Suzanne said we stayed for convenience. Proximity to Boardwalk, Skyliner, cheaper than some other resorts. You're right. And if you are a Marriott Bonvoy member, you can use or leverage those points as well. So Ashley mentioned the resort fee. So just to be clear, the resort fee that you pay at Swan and Dolphin is what you also pay at the Disney Springs resorts. It is something that's mandated by Disney. So as part of the agreement for these third-party operating participants to come in and operate on Disney property, they're forced to charge that resort fee. So it's something that's unfortunate. So you do sort of make up some of the difference in price with that resort fee, but that is not it's not a hotel choice. It's something that they are mandated to do by Disney. The bus transportation isn't Disney, you're right, but the bus transportation also never has some of the same lines that you'll see. Like I've seen and experienced firsthand some of the lines, especially at resorts like Pop Century and the large resorts. Those bus lines can be huge. Here, there are small shuttles that are just running all of the time. Bessie says, sign us up again. Ken and I are happy to volunteer to help put it together. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I should have asked for, if I would have known there was going to be this much food, I probably wouldn't have asked for a volunteer for tonight. I'm somebody that clearly does not mind dining solo. I do it all the time. I travel a lot for work and speaking and things like that. This is a remarkably good dining experience. Somebody asked about desserts. I don't know what they have planned, and although I'm not a sweets guy, I'm very excited. Oh. And I just found one more piece of lobster, just sort of hanging out, waiting. That is, I'm stunned at how good this is. When they brought this out, I said to myself, there's no way I can finish this. Yet look at me. Clean Plate Club and all. And forgive me if you're tuning in and just watching me eat, but by the way, if you're ever doing one of the Run Disney race weekends, or if you want to go out to the boardwalk and cheer, this is a great place to stay as well, because it's super easy and convenient to get around from here too. And that's what I mean, the restaurant, there's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's maybe 15 tables, which is maybe not even a third, maybe a quarter of the restaurant is full, and I understand it's a Wednesday night, but it's I don't want to say always, it's usually pretty easy to get reservations or just be able to, this is an amazing walk-up. And to be clear too, it's fine dining, it's upscale. I'm in a t-shirt and shorts. So you don't feel, you can dress up for dinner here, but you could also come right from the parks. The cruise is good practice for this. Ken, and I ate so much, you're right, I ate so much on the last cruise, I couldn't help it. And although I haven't posted it yet, I will share with you that I am going to be covering the Treasure next month. Before it officially sails on its maiden voyage, I'll have more details coming from that. So I'm very excited to see the similarities and differences between, let me try it. Wait, I forgot there was sauce for my steak. I mean, I might as well. It's so easily distracted. Oh my. Of course, I just realized something else. People are probably sitting there going, who's the loser sitting there with his phone and laptop, eating by himself and talking to himself like some type of lunatic? It's not the first time that I've gotten comments like that, sometimes made right to my face, but it's fine. I'm not alone. You are here with me. But this is probably a very... people are probably like, what is wrong with him and why doesn't he have any friends? And now he's like dancing by himself. I really don't care. If you saw my plate, you would think that there's still half a plate of food. That,
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Are you ready for me to pull that away so you can have dessert? Or
yes.
okay.
Wait. Now I...
Eat the lemon. No, I'm kidding.
I could not let that potato go uneaten. That was spectacular. And you said that is something that people can order?
They can order it. They have the fillet and then add a main lobster tail and a scallop. It's called like a chef special. It's very, very good.
It is a special meal. I'm a little verklempt, like in the best possible way. Food joy is contagious. Let them watch. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I still remember, this just reminded me, and this is probably, God, like 11 years ago, I did from, I think I was up at Shula's. Yeah, I was up at Shula's before they did the renovation. And I did I did something just like this. I think one of the chefs or F&B managers came in. I was in one of the private rooms. Thank you. And a friend of mine who is not a Disney person at all. She's from Orlando. She's not a Disney person at all. I remember I went home that night and she sent me a message, sent me a text, and she's like, so I logged in tonight and watched you for the first time, and I logged in and I watched you eat for 30 minutes and I couldn't turn away. And I'm not sure if she was more concerned and disturbed at her behavior or my behavior. The fact that I was broadcasting myself just eating alone at the restaurant, or that she tuned in and could not turn away. I know. When I try to explain to some people what it is that I do sometimes, it's gotten a lot more mainstream from when I first started and used to walk around. Who remembers me walking around the Magic Kingdom with my laptop? And I had my laptop, a 3G card, and a wired camera, and sometimes a battery pack, like on a shoulder bag, like a lunatic, because that's how I had to go live way back when. So now I'm just sitting at the restaurant with my phone and my laptop. By the way, these are brand new. I just got these in. These are WDW Radio vinyl stickers, which I think I said on this week's show, I'm giving away the very first one. So they're super cool. Anyway, how does Bluezoo compare to the Boathouse? So the joke used to be that, and I Bluezoo was my favorite restaurant anywhere, period. Like, end of story. And then, I was accused by people like Becky Menken of cheating on Bluezoo with the Boathouse. And it got weird. I'd be like, no, the Bluezoo and I have an open relationship, and we're all I can enjoy one and enjoy the other. I did stray. Bluezoo, Todd, I did. I did stray a little bit, but I am very, very happy that I came back. So a couple things. So they have, when I say they have an extensive wine menu, their wine menu it's about 20 pages or so. And I didn't even get a chance to look at the full menu. But like he said, they always have new drinks, new specials, new cocktails. Oh my gosh. That tuna tartare appetizer was absolutely spectacular.
This is dessert number one.
What?
It's our blueberry tart.
Wait a second.
Blueberry ganache on top. A lemon sorbet. And this is a marshmallow burn with blueberries on top.
Oh my gosh.
Save some room. After that, we're going to bring out the chocolate lava cake.
Oh, come on.
Okay? Enjoy.
Thank you very much. Scott says, "Yeah, but did bluezoo give you a chair?" This may be better than the chair. I'm grateful for the chair, and Steve Schussler, if you're watching, you know how much I love you, but good Gandhi. It's ridiculous. How are you?
Hi, sir. I'm sorry. I'm Michael. Nice to meet you.
Mike, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to meet you too, sir. I didn't want to interrupt your podcast, but I just wanted to come and make sure that your food came out tasting delicious for you tonight.
It's so pretty. I almost hated to cut into it. I've only tasted the marshmallow so far.
Fantastic.
Everything has been like
Thank you so
exceeding
much, sir.
expectations.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, sir. I wanted to give you one of our fun appetizer with the smoke, and then a nice good salad course, followed by the entree, the fillet, and the lobster. You can't go wrong.
I was just blown away by that plate.
Thank you so much, sir.
The fillet is one of the best steaks I've ever had, and they said it's a Shula's steak.
It's the same cut. We just prepare it differently than they do. Shula's Steakhouse just
Right.
prepares a different type of plate.
And that lobster and that scallop was just out of sight. And if I could take home about a pound of those potatoes in a Ziploc bag, I'm perfectly happy.
I love it.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
Appreciate
for
it.
coming in.
No, thank you for having
Fantastic.
me.
You enjoy the rest of your night. Okay?
Thank you. And they're so nice here too. My gosh, I love it here so bad. It's just Jennifer says, I hope you're wearing your Thanksgiving pants. Jennifer, I'm actually not wearing pants at all. I lost my pants around the appetizer portion. So, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Shut your face. I'm just so happy I have this moment to share with you. If you were here, I would just give you like this warm embrace just so we could share this moment. This blueberry, it's almost like a light, pillowy, fluffy, airy, not overly sweet cheesecake, but it doesn't have that sort of heavy feel of like a Junior's cheesecake if you're from the Northeast. Oh. Good night, everybody. It has this like, there's also this like lemon sorbet with the blueberry and the cheesecake. It's so, I don't want to use the word refreshing, but it really is. It's such a wonderful like change of flavors and textures on the palate. Not a sweets guy, however, dude, You insist. I'm not. I'm staying here.
Refreshing. Scoop the whole thing like that. Can't go wrong.
Is that the way? Am I doing this wrong?
Honestly, get a little bit of this. Get a little bit
This? A little bit of this?
The sorbet.
A little bit of this?
Yep. And a little bit of heart. Get it all together.
I'm learning from the professionals.
We eat professionally. Right?
You gotta try the blueberry ganache on top, though. That's the best.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
so
That's the best.
scoop,
Right.
scoop, scoop.
Nothing better than bluezoo tasting when
This
when
is
we make
just lovely.
it. Everything is freaking
Such a nice.
clean.
So I'm a lunatic, right? Like when I eat, I think about what do I want that last flavor? What do I want that last bite to taste like? This is the perfect last bite.
It's delicious. It's the same concept as why you have limoncello at the end of an Italian meal. It's a
Yes.
palate cleanser.
Or Italians, we do it in the middle,
Or
in the middle,
cremagnole.
in the middle of a meal.
Or in the middle of the meal. In the middle of the afternoon. Cremagnole at the end. Something. There's just something just to kind of like soften the palate from everything you've just gone through.
And it's not heavy at all.
Nope.
Of course, he also says there's a chocolate cake coming, so he keeps like doing drive-bys, going, "Pace yourself, Mangello. Don't get crazy." So this is lovely. Wait, you know what? For tonight, I'm going to be a sweets guy because he's right. These 4 different layers of flavor and the fresh blueberries. There is a, and there's part of me that wishes that I had it. There's an art and a science to cooking and to coming up not just with the concepts for a meal, but the execution of it this way is just remarkable. Jody Rice, you should not miss this. And I am really, in addition to not being a sweets guy, I don't really love marshmallow, but this just sort of works so perfectly together. This is what happy feels like. It's like Todd English is giving me like a warm, cuddling hug with all these different foods. Oh. We need to do this again. I'm going to sleep really, really well tonight. It has nothing to do with my new fashion. It just has to do with this. Oh. What do you think is the overall, I'm not going to say best restaurant, but the overall best dining experience in Walt Disney World? And I mean for the totality of the meal. From the decor, theming, ambiance, food, service plays a huge factor in it. The service here has always been exceptional. Actually, all the restaurants here, the service is exceptional. But what do you think qualifies as the overall best dining experience in Walt Disney World? Amanda says, not jealous at all, eating my drive-thru food in the car on the way home. I did that last night, Amanda. Last night, it probably looked very sus to anybody who was driving by. I did a parking lot meetup for this month's, who was a member of the WWO Nation? Raise your hand. If you were a platinum member, I had a parking lot meeting to pick up items from this creator for this month's box, and then I ended up just ordering. I had to get fast food and eat it in the car. And look, I'm all about a nice little car dinner, but yeah. This is a good night. This is a good night. Drew Pike, Steakhouse 71 for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Where do you think the sweet spot is? If you could only have one meal at Steakhouse 71, what would it be? So Kenyon, Victoria and Albert's, when the coffee makers were at the table at the end, elevated the dinner beyond it. So I think Victoria and Albert's, it's an exceptional experience, but I rank it lower only because unless this is how you roll. It's one of those do it once every however many times, or maybe just once for a super special occasion. But part of what makes something an exceptional dining experience for me is the rewritability factor, right? It is the ability to go back time and time again, different menu items, different type of experience. But Victoria and Albert's is a special. So Drew Pike has breakfast, but with a 13-layer cake. You clearly are a sweets guy. Amanda says Haleo is a favorite, especially. So Amanda, have I ever had a full meal? I don't know that I've ever had a full meal at Haleo. I've been there when they opened, and I went there once. We did like tapas appetizers, but I've never had a full. I have to add that to the list too. The problem is it's hard for me to find people to do live dining reviews with. Somebody. Anybody? I still have to do Rosa Mexicano. Whew, I should not drink more of that new fashion, by the way. Gary Witt. Long time no see. Eat was fantastic. I agree about Eat. And I put it to the test one night, and I ordered Eat from Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever it was. It's just as good. It was just as good getting it delivered to my house. I think it's even better there when it comes out fresh. I'm trying to listen to you, man. I'm trying to not eat all of this because you're warning me.
I'll take it so you can have the next one.
All right.
Is that all right?
That's okay. That's delicious, by the way.
It is good.
That's going to be hard to beat.
The ganache on top makes it.
The ganache is, yeah. It's super light, which I really like. Amanda says Rosa Mexicano is amazing tableside guac. Have you ever had a dream about dining? This is it. I'm afraid I'm going to wake up, Chauncey. I'm going to wake up like over a bowl of cereal and be like, oh, that's really what I'm eating. This is, thank you. Chauncey, I dream about dining all the time. Barbara says, thank you for sharing all this. We had an amazing lunch at the new Cake Bake. I have not been there yet. I like to give, so I think, was today, this week, was the official opening? I do like to give a little bit of time for restaurants to sort of work through the opening day jitters, refine the menu, refine the service. I don't think it's fair to review a restaurant in that first week, sometimes even month. So I'll give it a little bit of time. There's actually somebody I've been talking with for a while, about doing that, a little review with a special guest, if it were. So it's not what it used to be, but dinner at Ohana is still one of our must-dos. It's been years. I think the last time I did Ohana was right before COVID shut down. And Ohana for me was all about the noodles. I think there's something about that sort of peanutty, sweet and savory sauce that's on the noodles that I really enjoyed. Breakfast is okay there. I remember the breakfast being just sort of a normal sort of pedestrian breakfast. Kimberly says ate last week. And the thing I like about Eat, I know I'm all over the place. The thing I like about Eat is that you hear it's Indian food, and I think that scares a lot of people. but I think it's such an accessible menu. The tikka masala fries and the walking taco and I forget what it's called, so that the salad, street food salad thing is just, it's the best. God, now I want to do that. When can I get back to eat? Maybe next week. I need to set up like a lunch meeting at Eat. I have to travel on Friday, unfortunately because it's for a funeral, but although I'm going to try and see if I can make lemonade from lemons, because I have to travel for a funeral, and it's like where I have to drive is like an hour and a half from the airport. But I realized that if I go slightly out of my way, I can partake in one of the great American foods that is, you can have almost anywhere, but to do it right, you have to have it here. So I will share that on Friday as I'm flying up. So here at Ale and Compass was a pleasant surprise. Braised short rib. I'm sure there are plenty of food stops along the way. Yeah, there will be. And I'm familiar with the area. It's not far from where I went to school. So, but if I, and this may give it away if you know where I went to school, and if I'm going to stop for this food item, if I stop at one place, I have to stop at the other. Because there is the eternal debate in terms of which is better. And it's been probably, the last time I was up there was for a speaking gig, probably 15 years ago. So I will have to do both. If I do one, I have to do both. So if you know where I went to school and where I'm from, it should be pretty easy to figure out. If I can, how am I even going to stand up after this meal? But I'll tell you, it's been a ton of food, and it nothing. I don't feel like it's super. Suzanne Armstrong, you are as smart as you are smart. It is. I have to go up to I have to fly into Philly, which I don't think anybody enjoys doing. And Pat's and Gino's, it's in the opposite direction of where I need to go, but it might be it might sort of help ease the sadness of why I'm going up there. So where I went to school is not where the grease tape was recorded, just so you know. Where I went to college and where I went to high school are two very different places. So, yeah. So I think years ago I posted a picture. I found the program, and I posted a picture of it. But I think I was smart enough or had the foresight enough to make sure I didn't show the name of the school on the program. So. But it's not, where I did not do grease in college. I did grease in high school. What did I did a production in college before I switched majors. Was it The Man Who Came to Dinner? I don't know. Actually, Grease was really, Grease was a kindergarten performance, which is really, so you can't find the videotape because it's on 8mm. So, my God, the food that's going by is just insane. How am I possibly even looking at other food that's going by? I want you to just listen to this. I'm going to do a dramatic reading. Cantonese lobster. Tempura fried, 2-pound Maine lobster, Szechuan glaze, mushroom lo mein, pickled vegetables, jumbo lump crab, Chinese hot mustard. If that doesn't do it for you, let me tell you about the seared ahi tuna. If I can read the menu. Oh God. Togarashi seasoned ahi tuna, avocado wasabi puree, crispy sushi rice, daikon scallion slaw, and a soy ginger emulsion. And there's 10 different entrees on this menu, in addition to 4 different soup and salads and 5 different. God, that tuna appetizer with the nitro sriracha, outstanding, and unique. Tom Swan, this new fashioned drink. Again, I'm not a big drinker, but this is. I have this sort of wonderfully warm, comfortable feeling. And before I go, I want to make sure you see. I'm excited and nervous about the fact that it's taking, like, the preparation of this cake and what this is going to look like. If I didn't live so close, I would literally consider sleeping here tonight. Because if I could just like waddle my way upstairs and get into one of those heavenly beds, like a little bit of like solo cuddle time with just me and my pillow, it would be the perfect end to a perfect evening. So if you're coming to Bluezoo, I strongly recommend staying here as well. Contact your Mouse Fan Travel advisor. You should also go to John's Roast Pork. So you're saying the 2 cheesesteaks I'm going to have are not going to be enough? I should stop for a roast pork. It's a very quick trip too. I'm like flying in Friday, wake on Saturday, flying back Saturday night, which no bueno, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Starting to get sleepy. Like, I feel it all starting to like kick in. Brett Bone, they did not give me a penthouse. I thought about it yesterday. I was like, oh, I should have like talked to him about doing like a little one-night staycation. It would have made absolute sense had I done that. But I live pretty close, so this is not bad. So, Suzanne, I am a professional. Do not try this at home. I've gone through years of training in order to this. I'll tell you, I'm very, 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 very impressed with this entire experience tonight. I love how, and I said this at the very beginning, the even just the changing of the lighting in here a little bit reduced a little bit of the brightness and the harshness of the blues. It feels like softer, warmer, a little more intimate and relaxing, which I really, really like. But yeah, I'm going to go back to and I don't think I've ever sort of backed off on this. The Swan and Dolphin, it still has the best overall dining anywhere in Walt Disney World. And I didn't realize that there were 23. Oh my God. My stretchy pants. Good Lord, man. Wait a second. They don't want to see me. They need to see this.
Okay, molten chocolate cake, espresso ice cream, and then
Oh,
we dump
stop it.
chocolate on top of it, more chocolate. And that melts the chocolate down the side.
Holy moly. Take a look at
The
that.
cake is full of chocolate as well.
You know, and I was just starting to say, you know, I'm getting a little sleepy. I'm starting to get into my food coma. This is going to pop me right back up. All right, wait a second.
Enjoy.
Thank you very much. Oh my God. I'm not even going to say it. Like I can't even with a straight face. For tonight's purposes, I am officially a sweets guy. This looks, let's do this. I need to speak to a manager. I'm pretty sure this is illegal in some states. So you may or may not like this, but this blows away. This blows away Paulo. This espresso ice cream, the soft, rich, but not overly sweet chocolate. The contrast of the warm chocolate filling and the sweetness of the espresso ice cream. Wow. This is Shannon King says, everyone, I'm just joining. I can't say that I'm shocked to find Lou eating, but where are we? Shannon, we're going to start all over from the very beginning. I am at bluezoo, and I'm seconds away from falling into this euphoric food coma. This is nuts. I was trying to see if this was on the menu. This is, it is time for a coffee, Drew. So,
Now, just to know, if you were sitting here looking at the window, you'd see the Epcot fireworks going on behind you.
oh my gosh.
Which is also another nice little addition.
This should be illegal.
Yeah.
It's, so tell me again what,
It's a molten chocolate lava cake.
yeah.
And it's got espresso ice cream. Then we put chocolate on the side or over the top, and it melts down over the.
It is out of sight, man. It is out of sight.
Now, which dessert would you like now? After this.
Dude, I made my one mistake in all of this was not getting a room here tonight. And I live 15 minutes away, but
We
like
could probably do that if you needed to.
it would be the like I was just saying, to be able to do this and then just waddle your way upstairs and get into that heavenly bed,
Yeah.
that's a good night. That is a good night. This is I'm not a sweets guy, but this is remarkably good.
So you're a meat and potato lobster guy because you said you weren't a salad guy either.
Look at me. Do I look like a salad guy? I look more like a sweets guy than a salad guy. Yeah, I'll do. Let me say this: if carbohydrates were healthy, I would be an Adonis. I'm really in the potato pasta.
Yeah, well, I'm from Maine, so Maine potatoes and lobster, so we're good.
I need to see a manager because this is illegally delicious. It's incredible.
Espresso ice cream instead of vanilla, you can get either one. But
Oh, espresso is the way to go. And I needed it because I was just starting to teeter on that I need a nap
right?
mode.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. See? Now you got espresso. I was told you're going to go to the gym and run around for a little bit.
The what?
Exactly.
So you go to the gym and run around.
The gym. That's funny. If you want, I'll keep the fireworks there too. I'll move this way. If you want a delicious, casual or elevated upscale meal, a business meal, a romantic date, a night out with friends, yes, you can take your kids here too. I'm back, baby. I'm back on the bluezoo train. It's different than Boathouse. Boathouse is obviously, can also be elevated. It is a more casual, primarily seafood based, but so here you go. You go to Boathouse for lunch. You come to bluezoo for dinner. This is just. I'm gonna give this chef a kiss. I'm without speech.
Great to hear.
This is outstanding.
Great to hear.
Every part of it from beginning to end. The tuna is even better than I remembered it. That little cornucopia of the steak and the lobster and the shrimp and the scallops was insane. It was insane. This is one of the best meals, forget about it, I've ever had in Walt Disney World, but just a top meal, period. And this is a nice way to punctuate that. So, Chef, this has been...
Anything else we can get for you?
No. I was going to say, the only thing I should have gotten probably would have been a room for the night, even though I live 15 minutes away, but that's the nice thing. You know, you spend a day out in the parks or you're at the conference, you eat here and then you go upstairs and you've got,
And you don't have to go in.
the heavenly beds. And yeah, this is, I am only remiss that it's taken me so long to come back, but now you're not going to be able to get rid of me. So
Well, we're glad to hear that.
yeah, this has been amazing. Thank you very much for an exceptional evening. Really appreciate it.
Have a great night.
Thank you too. I was going to tell him that I was going to give him a hug, but I didn't want to make it too weird since I just met him tonight. Man, Deborah, the Boathouse sliders with caramelized onions, that's the perfect way to get them. You can also upgrade to truffle fries if that's what you want. Yeah, Becky, this is total business meeting. Like, whew, dog, this is nice. Delicious meal with fireworks. Tom Swan, this, I don't know how much more of this chocolate cake I can eat, but that espresso ice cream is just, what I said before, it's about having that last sort of flavor on the palate. That's it. So, yeah, and like you said, fireworks in the background, an evening spent with good friends. The only thing would have been better is if you guys were here, as long as I didn't have to pay. But if you guys were here, that would be a really nice night. So yeah, Becky, next time you come into town, we'll have to have a meeting here. So, but this just goes to show you, right? And you've heard me talk about this. Look, again, this is the Swan and Dolphin have been very generous tonight in making this happen. But you've heard me talk about this for years. I've said that not only is it incredibly convenient, great discount, I think it's an overlooked not just an overlooked resort, but I think an overlooked in terms of dining experiences, and that's exactly what this was. If you are local or if you're going to be in town, is it next weekend? Next weekend, the weekend of the 15th and the 16th. I'm telling you, if you are a foodie, if you're a if you're a wine or beer person, if you want just like a nice evening out with friends, or the Food and Wine Classic is my favorite food event of the year. And even if not, come try one or more of the dining experiences here. I need to make it a point to make sure I come back and hit some of these other restaurants and do dining reviews. Rosa Mexicano, definitely on the list. I need to come back. It's been a hot minute since I've been to Kimonos, and I can eat my weight in sushi, which is good for me. Shula's is probably the best steak on property, and the fact that they bring it here makes this right up there as well. Il Molino, I think, is the best. If you want really good scratch kitchen Italian food on property, it's Il Molino, and then it's technically on property, but if you go to Flamingo Crossing, I really like Simply Capri. And again, they're all those restaurants are all Patina Group restaurants, so you know that there's a certain level of dining quality that you're going to get at any or all those. But yeah, this is really nice, and you don't need to be staying here in order to come and eat here. So if you're at the boardwalk, if you're leaving Epcot, if you're leaving Hollywood Studios, it's a very easy walk or Skyliner trip to come over here. And again, your Mouse Fan Travel Advisor can book you directly at the Swan and Dolphin. Again, you can get your Marriott Bonvoy points if you're a Marriott Bonvoy member staying here. This has been a lovely evening. Thank you for spending and sharing it with me. I apologize if you hadn't eaten dinner yet and you started watching. You need to know what to do. Becky says, I'm staying there in December. Hint, hint. You should be less subtle with the hints. But yes, let's make it happen. We'll do kimonos one night. We'll do bluezoo another night. We can do Shula's another night. You buy those meals, and then I'll treat at the fountain. So, what would you say the decor vibe of bluezoo? Well, I'll show you, Chauncey. Let's do this. I'll give you a quick look. So it's casual elegance, sort of a little under the sea flair. Very chill. And again, you can sort of make this as upscale as you want. Now, behind here it's the open air kitchen. There's also a beautiful bar right there. There's also there's casual seating there, and there's also private dining spaces back here as well. This was a nice night. I needed this tonight. It is nice. I was a little bit of a funk of a day, and this is just what the doctor or Todd English ordered. So huge thanks to you for spending and sharing this lovely evening together with me. Thanks to the Swan and Dolphin for making this happen. Again, you can make reservations directly on the Swan and Dolphin website for any of these restaurants, or call directly. I think some of them are on Open Table as well, which sometimes is a sort of a secret back door to getting reservations where reservations are difficult to get. We've got Epcot fireworks in the background and the Food and Wine Classic coming up in just a week. If you're coming to the Classic, please reach out and let me know. Would love to try and meet up while you are here. I'm not sure what night or nights I'm going. I think it might be Saturday, but not sure yet. So that's it. It is definitely nap time for me. I hope that you had a great day. I love and appreciate you. If there's ever anything I can do for you, please reach out to me and let me know. So until next time, or our next meal together, see ya. I'm gonna go to sleep right here. I'm gonna put my head down on the table for a few minutes. All right, one more bite.